Hello and welcome back to the long-awaited return of, it was a 90s kid, but now there's more of us. So, the 90s Kids Guide to Television. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ash.
And I'm Saul.
Alright, so since this is Ashley's show, we're going to let her pick the first topic. Even though the premise was we take a show and dissect it, you've already altered that, but go ahead, take it away.
So basically, I know last time we were here, we talked about, Charmed, and we brought in Buffy and Angel and all that. But I kind of wanted to steer away from the supernatural aspect and kind of go a little bit more towards real life.
Okay.
Real life type stuff. So
Jersey Shore.
Today, I wanted to talk to you about, I just started a show.
So we're deep diving on the show that you just started.
I just started it.
Before you tell us the show, how many episodes have you watched?
3.
Okay.
In her defense, I've seen the...
Okay.
But it's a classic. Many people talk about it. Many people love it. It is a cult show, I believe. And I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's something that we need to talk about. Something that we need to talk about. So the show that I want to talk about today is Skins.
But that's not what you want to talk about. You want to do a...
Yes, I want to talk about the British Skins, but I also want to compare it and contrast it to Degrassi because...
Which, if I'm not mistaken, you've seen 2 episodes of Degrassi Junior High.
Yes, but I've seen a lot of Degrassi with Drake.
Next Generation.
Alright, well, yeah, that one. So...
I just want to lay out what the premise of today's episode is.
That's fine!
It's Ashley debating 2 shows that she hasn't really seen.
Well, it's not just me debating by myself. I just want to talk about why. Just within the first few episodes, this show has drastically made an impression. Far more than a show that I seen when I was fucking 13, 14, 15 years old. And something that I used to watch religiously.
You watched religiously? You've barely seen any of it.
I remember episodes. I remember the episode where Emma's in the restroom. I remember the episode where fucking...
Emma's in the restroom in a lot of episodes. You have to be a tad bit more specific.
She was throwing up.
Oh, so the anorexic, there was a whole arc. So again, that was multiple episodes.
And then her friend Liberty. I remember Liberty. I remember Drake being in a relationship with Ashley and Ashley fucking taking his shine and him being all crying about it.
Drake always cried on that show.
And then I remember what's his name? Craig with the stepfather.
Craig Manning.
With the stepfather.
Joey Jeremiah. You saw him on Degrassi Junior High.
I know shit. Tell me who can fucking say random shit like that. I saw something.
Something.
I may have saw a lot, but I saw something.
Alright, so how do you want to do this, Ashley? How do you want to play
Okay,
this?
so I know you've never seen Skins, but I just want, since we all have seen Degrassi, let's start off by you telling me the greatest things about Degrassi and why it is one of the greatest teenage coming-of-age shows for you. And then I'm gonna basically tell you why I think Skins is better.
Okay.
So you tell me.
Alright, Degrassi deals with real stuff. For starters, unlike just about, well, let's take it. You pointed out that Skins is a UK show. Degrassi is a Canadian show. It's not an American show. And it's one of the few shows you see outside of sitcoms that uses kids their real age in the roles. So when you're a kid and you're watching it, which, I mean,
I'm pretty
assuming
sure
we all
Skins,
started...
they did that too.
Did they? Okay, well, I discovered Degrassi before I discovered Skins.
Yeah, well, I'm letting you know Skins.
Okay, but I'm just expressing my point of view.
Hey, I'm countering that.
All right.
Skins did it too.
So it's one of those shows. It's one of the first times that I personally have seen a show use kids the real age dealing with teen issues. It's not 26-year-old Tom Welling playing 14-year-old Clark Kent. All right.
No, you're right about that.
When you go to puberty.
Seriously.
Damn,
I gotta work on the farm, man.
Cheekbones, like...
Yeah.
So it dealt with kids their real age. It dealt with real topics. Like, America banned the abortion issue, the episode.
Okay.
The first time they did one. Well, the second time they did one. They did one originally.
But in Canada, they showed it.
In Canada, they showed it. And they dealt with topics like that. They dealt with gun violence. They dealt with abortion. They dealt with rape. They dealt with false claims of rape. Pretty much every topic you could think of that we as a society hide from and don't discuss, they discuss. Now, I'm sure
Okay,
Skins
hold on,
does
yeah,
too
hold
and better,
on.
but you also have to take into account that Degrassi is a public access television show paid for by the government. I'm sure Skins is not.
And the ratings are different, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Degrassi's fucking whiny PG-13.
Degrassi was shown
Skins
after.
is rated R.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You can't compare those because you can do a lot more rated R than you can with.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, and also the length of the shows too.
Well, is it a full hour?
45 minutes.
No. I'm not talking about the length of the. I'm talking about there's how many seasons to Degrassi, and there's only 5 or 6 seasons to Skins. So of course your show. Okay, there's 27 seasons.
More than 10, we know that.
So obviously that show is gonna tackle a lot more issues than this show because it's been on air for a lot longer. So yeah.
23 seasons.
I
and
was
a movie.
close. I said 27.
And a movie,
Alright.
which Skins can't take this from Degrassi. The first time on public television that the word "fuck" was used was Degrassi School's Out.
Okay.
I mean, come
And
on.
the first episode is filled with nothing but fuck.
Yeah, it is.
But what's more important? The word "fuck's" being said a bunch, or the first time it was said?
Okay,
Who said it?
I'll give you that.
Um,
I'll give you that.
This girl,
That sounds
Caitlin, you know Caitlin. She was on both shows. She was a reporter on Next Generation. She was Joey's girlfriend on. And she found out that Joey was having an affair with a younger student. Well, they were both students at the time. He was a senior. This girl was like a junior or sophomore. And she's like, "You're fucking Tessa Campanelli! You're fucking Tessa Campanelli!"
That's fine.
It's a great scene.
That's fine. Teenagers using cuss words, big whoop.
But for the first time on
Teenagers actually
television,
doing stuff.
the first time on television, it never happened before that.
You see what stuff you see on Skins, and I guarantee you won't catch some of this stuff on any television shows.
Game of Thrones.
It's the same show, but Skins is rated R. That's it's the same. They deal with the exact same thing.
All those issues you mentioned,
Yeah.
Skins talks about all that too. And I haven't even seen the whole show, and I can guarantee you, Skins talks about it. The first episode, they deal with drug abuse. They deal with sex.
So-
they deal with virginity.
Am I to understand that basically what we're doing now is comparing Deadpool 2 and the Deadpool movie coming out in December, which is the exact same movie, but they took all the R-rated stuff out of it and they're putting it back in theaters. And then we're trying to make the argument. You're putting me in to make the argument that new movie is better.
No.
If Skins is rated R, it has no restrictions. Obviously, it's going to be better.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the very first episode. There's a lot of first episodes that don't have that sort of power. There's only a certain few, and we mentioned in the last time we recorded. Buffy's one of them.
Yeah.
Buffy's one of those. You watch the very first episode, you're in. You don't want to stop it. The Shield, another first episode. You're like, oh my god, I have to know. There's only a certain few shows that do that.
Degrassi doesn't have that.
Degrassi don't do that, but Skins, man.
Now,
Skins does it.
in my defense, the first episode of Degrassi I saw had me hooked.
Okay.
But it wasn't the first episode.
But it wasn't the very first one.
And made in the 80s.
Well, no, it was Next Generation.
No, but I will give you that the very first episode of Degrassi is a damn good episode.
From junior high?
Especially for the time
Yeah.
that it was aired and all that. For
Because it's the 80s.
yes, it's the 80s.
And the first, I mean, I don't want to go spoilers. I don't want Saul to start spoiling Skins because now you're making me want to watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much I can say in Degrassi. Are you still gonna watch it or are you
Yeah,
gonna
I
boycott
am
it?
gonna watch it because now I want to compare
All right. Well, Degrassi.
more.
I won't say who deals with this stuff, but Degrassi deals with a lot of stuff. In Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High, shows made in the 80s, they deal with teen pregnancy, they deal with deadbeat dads, they deal with drugs and like ecstasy and people breaking their heads.
Yeah, in the 80s.
In the 80s,
This is all in the
they
80s,
deal with
yeah.
suicides at school, which before mass shootings was was more common.
Mhm.
Like they dealt with all that stuff. And then even Next Generation, I mean, it's way more prevalent now than it was when they did the episode. But when Drake got shot, like the school shooting episode,
That was a big one.
that was a big one, and that was before like the rest of this. This was when there was only a couple that had happened.
Yeah. No, I understand.
And they dealt with that head on. Like you got to give them props
And-
for what
and
they
if
were with the
Skins-
restrictions
and
they
if
had on.
Skins would have had the opportunity,
Well, no, Skins won't do a school shooting. They're in the UK. Guns are outlawed.
Yeah.
They would do a mass stabbing, but they're not going to do a mass shooting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if something like that happened in the UK, they would tackle it. I'm sure they would. This is a great television show that definitely talks about a lot of coming of age things.
Are they really the same? Like the actors are kids?
Yes.
It has
teenage kids, and I mean, I'm telling you, dude, you're like, what the hell? Teenage kids are doing this.
I gotta watch it
already.
Now I don't want to get. Have you seen mid-90s?
The show or
the movie that just came out?
The Jonah Hill movie.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
You need to watch it.
You need to watch it. But you know where I was going with that? Yes or no? As disturbing.
Skins.
Yeah.
I would definitely say right along the same lines.
Oh, okay.
Right along the same lines.
Well, that's impressive.
That's what I'm saying. Like this show, literally. I mean, and
if you haven't seen mid-90s, go watch it. It's the best movie you'll ever see.
Yeah. But it definitely has a lot of, just within the first episode, definitely has a lot of grown-up things.
Now, how big a role did the parents play on that show?
Not a whole lot.
So it's like Degrassi, but the parents aren't really
Well,
there.
the first episode, I loved the stepdad and the mom because it was just so amazing. Because me being I know what it's like to have step parents, and on the first episode, whenever Tony's dad, Tony's stepdad or whatever, it just the way that he handled his father or stepfather. I think it's a stepfather. I haven't really paid attention, but I think it's a stepdad, and just the way that he handles the manipulativeness of doing that to a parent, it's just great. It's just
Tony's very cocky.
Is he?
He's very
Tony-
cocky.
You made me want to watch the show, but let me ask you one important question.
okay.
Now, I'm assuming that Degrassi hasn't been canceled because they haven't officially canceled it.
Yeah,
They haven't
yeah,
officially renewed it either. Which
Yeah.
like give us season 5. What the fuck are you guys at? But has any character on Skins played the same character for 30 years?
John, first of all,
Come on. Playing the exact same character for 30. You gotta give him something for that.
A new job, yeah.
I mean,
That's kind of depressing.
it's yeah.
As an actor, you're playing the same character for 30
But
years.
then again, it is kind of very impressive at the same time. Because that character, that show has lived. Yeah.
That's his life.
Well, because there was 10 years when it wasn't on the air, and then it came back. So they had a 10-year break.
But it's literally been his whole career. Like it's been
Yeah.
his whole like to have the same. It's kind of like to have the same job for all these years.
Yeah.
So it is kind of
Playing
impressive.
the same character.
It is kind of impressive when you look at it like that. Like, what actor do you know?
They wrote his wife. His wife on the show was another one from the original show, and they just stopped going to the house because she's like, "I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore."
But I would tell you,
Sad.
accents. Canadian accents are awesome.
Canadian accents are basically American accents.
Yeah, but they have some French in there. They got that A in there. You know, they got some things that Americans don't say.
Like both.
Okay.
Oh, but you said they speak like Spike. What the hell?
But
Bollocks.
Skins? Oh my God, bullocks, twat, all of that shit.
How
Swine.
how
all of-
anti-Irish are these British people?
Nah, really.
I haven't got
Oh,
to
okay.
any.
There is this one episode on Skins, the first season, where they're doing Maxie.
Yeah.
Maxie's gay,
Okay.
and he's one of like the first.
friend.
Yeah, and there's this girl that has a crush on him, and he's clearly gay, and she keeps on trying to get with him, and they're doing a play about September 11th, a school play.
Why?
You gotta watch this show,
All right,
man.
I'm watching it.
Like you got. I'm
I
telling you.
was just starting in the Night of the Living Dead marathon.
Okay.
I'll put that on hold. We'll
Yeah.
watch Skins.
Yeah, this is.
Skins is good.
It's really good. It's really, really good. Like I just. And the only reason why, because
So do they have, there's gay characters. Do they do the whole like what it's like coming out and
Oh,
dealing with it?
He's straight
no,
gay.
he's very confident.
He's full
like
gay.
literally within the first episode.
Because I like
makes it very known.
The Marco arc. You remember when Marco was first coming out?
No, he's already out.
But that was a good arc. Like it's dealing with like your friends not knowing how to
It's a
accept
good
you.
arc, but also just like how Emma has the eating disorder and doesn't eat and all this and that. There's something a lot from a Game of Thrones. There's Game of Thrones characters in here too.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them.
Within the first episode, you see 2 Game of Thrones people. I was like, oh my God! And they're kids, John. They're fucking kids. You won't even recognize them. I guarantee you that.
Probably not.
But like, there's. It's not just necessarily an eating disorder. It's also drugs. You know, it's also like a lot of that you know.
Katie?
Yeah. It's also a lot of that, you know.
Katie Seagal from Sons of Anarchy.
Just, I don't want to tell you everything. I want you to watch it, and I want you to learn about it. And I definitely want to have this conversation again when we both know more about it.
Yeah.
But I just
we'll do a part 2.
Wanted to just bring it up to you that literally most people online and most everyone.
Where are you going to find comparisons between? Did you type in Skins versus Degrassi and then like go to Reddit or some shit? Like, who are these people?
First of all, because literally when you watch both shows, you get the same sort of
the same vibe.
Yeah, feeling. You get
Because
the same sort of feeling.
they're both trying to do the same thing,
Yes.
which is deal with real world issues that kids are facing
Yes.
using kids. One is a public access show. One is essentially a cable show. And then you're confused as to one is more intense. That's like saying, why isn't The Rookie as intense as S.H.I.E.L.D.? Well, like, I could give you a couple reasons.
Well, yes, but obviously they both came out not now. They're both a little older, okay? So that's also...
When did Skins come out?
2000.
Yeah, definitely in late 90s. Or
So around the
2000s.
same time as Next Gen.
Maybe,
Yeah, I would say so.
The problem with Next Gen's pilot is, it works if you never saw the old Degrassi,
Yeah.
but it's really a reunion movie for the original
Well,
Degrassi.
because I never seen the old Degrassi, and I started off with watching Drake and
Yeah.
Ashley and Craig
And I mean,
Emma.
there's definitely the whole plot where Emma's like, she meets a guy online. So quaint now, like.
See, but a lot of people do say, you know, like
There's apps for that.
a lot of people say that because
But this is when you weren't supposed to do that.
the one of the main differences is that at the end of each episode of Degrassi, like, yes, they all deal with a lot of, you know, big, complicated things. But by the end, they all go unscathed, and it's all happy-go-lucky,
no, it's
and
not.
it's all corny shit.
No, it's not. That's why I like Degrassi, because Degrassi doesn't tie everything up in a nice bow.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Sometimes they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like Paige's age.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Paige, yeah.
You don't know what he's talking about. Paige's AIDS.
Well, but Paige on that show, she
But
was a bully.
Degrassi's whole thing was that Degrassi was one of those. It was a serialized show. Things went through episodes. Things didn't tie itself up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I'm not saying.
You just said every episode tied up in a nice bow. That's not what it does.
I'm saying that they made it all end on a pretty note.
No, they don't.
It may not have been all resolved, but they made it end on a good note. Oh, they're okay. They're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I don't think you've watched that much Degrassi.
I didn't watch so much Degrassi, but I don't think you watched Skins.
I'll admit I haven't watched Skins, but I'm not sitting here saying, I know Skins does this.
well, with Degrassi, there's so many more characters, so some of their problems don't get resolved until later on because there's not enough time.
Yeah, and there's some stuff that falls through the cracks,
Yeah.
like Paige's age.
And it's also
storyline.
been on for fucking 30 years.
Well, there's a 10-year gap. I told you.
Okay.
But Skins, there's a lot less characters, so every episode it's about one person. It's literally named after Tony,
Okay.
Katie, so it's about
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
And so
I've seen shows like that.
Yeah.
I like shows like that.
Yeah.
so
But
you can actually focus more on one character, and you can actually the problems don't get resolved.
Degrassi has this thing it does, especially Next Generation when they started getting rid of the original cast. But even when they first had that, there's 3 plots per episode of Degrassi. There's an A plot, and that's normally the one that the episode deals with, and that gets more or less resolved.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a B plot, which will become the A plot, like the next episode. Then there's the C plot, which normally is going to be something big, and that builds up over episodes. So there's a growth of things. Problems don't just spring up out of nowhere. It comes and it grows, and then it gets
Yeah.
resolved.
They are good about that.
And then it falls. But they have hierarchies.
But they tried to end it on, you're gonna be fine.
No, they don't.
No. They want the viewers to think that.
Yeah.
They want the viewers to be like, everything's gonna be okay. The viewers on Skins, oh no, it's real shit, baby. Everything ain't gonna be okay. It's gonna be a fucked up world out there.
Yeah.
And you gotta learn that now. So that's what Skins does. It doesn't end it on your viewers. It's okay, guys. No, that's how Degrassi ends it. All
That's true.
corny
All
and
right.
cheesy.
But Degrassi's a public access show that was made to help kids
Exactly,
in
in
school
the
deal
fucking
with shit.
80s, in the fucking 80s, and it started off like that, so they had to keep that going throughout the whole entire 30 years of
You're
time it
comparing
went on.
apples and oranges.
No, teenagers compared to
You're comparing
teenagers.
mid-90s to The Sandlot. Those are two different movies.
No, you keep bringing up the 80s part. I literally just wanted to talk about the one that I've seen, which is with Drake and Ashley. I ain't talking about all the...
Next generation. It's called Next Generation.
Alright, next
She
gen.
keeps referring to it as Drake's show. Wait, let's just be honest. Drake is the worst part of that show.
Yeah.
Dude had everything. Okay, dude comes from a rich family with two lawyer parents. Or were they lawyers or doctors? Well, they were
Lawyer, yeah.
lawyers. Two lawyer parents. He was like the best bass player in the whole fucking school.
Best basketball player.
Best basketball
best
player in the
basketball player.
whole fucking school. Did I mention he had money?
Wasn't he an artist at one point?
He was oh, I'm not there yet.
all the
I'm not
girls
there
liked
yet.
him.
He was popular. All the girls liked him. He was, yeah, that goes with popular. Then he gets shot.
And he's in a...
He's still the best basketball player in the entire school.
In a what?
He's sitting there in the wheelchair, outplaying the people running around. Then he becomes an artist. Then, when his band breaks up, he becomes a rapper, and he like becomes like almost famous until Ashley screws him over.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
And then he gets magic stem cells that make him walk.
Oh, he actually walked?
Yeah, he could
I
walk.
didn't see
By
that.
his last appearance, he could walk. And he was about to propose to some
Ashley?
lawyer chick. No.
No, it was
No,
New
he's
York,
been
New York,
actually
Some New Yorker girl. And which is why I say the whole Emma and Spinner getting married only happened because Drake was throwing a hissy fit that Degrassi fired everybody and wouldn't come back. Because I guarantee you that wedding movie was supposed to be Drake's movie. Because Emma and Spinner getting together made no fucking sense at all.
Yeah.
None. It just came out of nowhere. But Drake could do anything he wanted in that show. He had all the skills, all the
His name was
talent.
Jimmy. His name was Jimmy.
Jimmy Brooks.
Jimmy Brooks.
Jimmy Brooks had everything in the show that you could ever want in life. And all he did was whine. Every episode was 20 minutes of Jimmy whining. It's like, you have everything. I would kill for one of your talents. You have everything. And all you do is bitch and moan. They should have just changed the name to Degrassi Jimmy Whines.
Doesn't have the same ring to it, but.
Yeah.
There's an episode where Spinner borrowed his iPod, and Jimmy's like, I hate you. I needed that iPod. It's like, you have two other ones. Like, why are you whining?
No, John. At the end of the day, I love Degrassi. I think it's a great fucking show.
Fuck Jimmy Brooks.
And it definitely made a huge impact in my life when I watched it as a teenager. Definitely.
I had every season on DVD.
And I wish that I watched Skins around the same time. It sucks that I barely saw Skins. But now, watching it, I'm watching it from a different standpoint. I'm watching it as a mother now. I'm not watching it as a kid. I'm watching it as a mother now. So it is very crazy. And it is a hell of a lot more worse than Degrassi. But I do feel like it is something that, as a teenager, you should watch.
Now,
you should watch, just like Degrassi.
Are there characters on Skins that you relate to?
Yeah, for sure.
Because
For
you say
sure.
there's a lot less people.
Yes, but no matter what, when you're a
Do the
teenage
stories
girl,
intersect?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they're all together. They're all
So there's an episode about, you said someone's name's Tony?
yeah, the first
then-
episode is
Then there's
literally titled.
give me
Tony.
another character.
Maxie.
Maxie. So do they do episodes where you see both of their, like the same event from both of their POVs? Like one episode will be this person's POV?
Not necessarily like that,
Oh,
but
okay.
it does carry over.
Is
And
it like Pulp Fiction-esque? or-
No.
No, it's like different days. Like
Yeah.
this
Oh,
day
okay.
is just happened that day, and tomorrow it's
Because
a
I
different day.
think that'd be really interesting, watching the same event from multiple
There's a show
character
like
stories.
that called on Netflix. It's called. Oh, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Oh, okay. But that I think that would be a really cool premise.
No, sure, very sure.
But that's not what this show is.
But no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
But this show is literally like dealing with just as much crazy stuff that you deal with as a teenager. You know, trying to grow up, trying to find yourself.
I think it's a little over the top, but
I definitely think.
And
that,
since there's not as many
that it
seasons
is a bit more raunchy.
or as many
Oh, yeah.
characters, I'm assuming they don't come into the same problem that Degrassi has, where they repeat plot lines and
They
just
don't.
alter it slightly.
Probably not.
Because Degrassi, you watch every episode, you see the same story multiple times.
But look, the main reason why Skins is better is the fucking accents, man. That's really, like, it's just like, oh my god, when you hear these people talk, you're just like, oh my god, I love
It
this.
took me a while to figure out what they were talking about.
Now, Skins is an older show, right? So it's moved on. The actors, like you said, there's a lot of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So eye candy from when they're adults, not talking about when they're teenagers, but the ones who have grown now.
Uh-huh.
The eye candy from Degrassi versus the eye candy from Skins.
Degrassi.
Come on, Degrassi!
Okay, because you're talking about women. That's why. When we're talking about the men of Degrassi versus the men of Skins, Skins has it.
The main Tony is a beast from X-Men First Class.
He's weird looking.
Dude, but you don't understand.
He's weird looking, actually.
He's weird looking to you because he got these eyebrows, and you don't care about eyebrows, but I happen to really care about eyebrows. Alright? You don't care about it, I do. He looks good. Not only that, it's not only him.
Is it Ramsey in the show, or?
I heard he was,
not? Oh, okay.
but I haven't seen him. But
So who else from Game of Thrones is in there?
Gilly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sam.
Sam's girl?
Mm-hmm. And then
Chris is
yeah, I don't know who he is on Game of
Robert's
Thrones.
bastard son. What's his name?
The one who's always hanging out with Lady Brienne.
Oh.
That's not him.
No.
The one with the hammer.
Yeah.
Well,
Gendry.
Yes. Yeah, he's a kid.
His story's sad.
Yeah, well, see.
In the books?
So far,
Oh, we're not
so
talking about Game of Thrones. I
far,
was going Gendry's story. I was like.
so far, like just so far, what I've seen, like him from Game of, I mean, he's completely different from his character on Game of Thrones.
Completely different.
Well, hold on. One takes place in a fantasy medieval era with dragons and whatnot. One takes place in what I'm assuming is 10, 15 years ago in England. I would imagine they would be different characters.
No, but what I'm
Not
saying,
even like in London.
I don't just mean like, yeah. I mean, first of all, he sounds the same. But no, I don't just mean as far as because
One's not the bastard son of a king.
No, but I'm just saying like the way he carries himself.
Oh, okay.
He carries himself very, very differently.
Yeah.
Because in Game of Thrones, he's a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
He has honor.
Well, he was poor, grew up on the streets.
Yeah, humble and
So Chris is
shit.
poor, but he's real cocky too.
No.
He's
Yeah.
sleeping with the teacher.
So is everybody cocky in Skins? Is that all Skins is cocky?
No, there's one character, Sid.
Sid.
Sid is you, bro.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm pretty cocky.
No. Sid, basically, the first episode is Sid trying to become a man. And
Trying to get laid?
And he can't. He's so dirty.
It reminded me so much. I was like, God, I'm Tony right now, and John is Sid. Like, that's literally me, like, calling everybody, like... I love Sid.
Oh, but I'm not
Sid is lovable though. He's the guy that you root for.
Sid is the underdog.
Wait, but you said Sid's calling everybody like...
No.
Oh.
Tony.
Tony tried to help him out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Tony's like me, where he's trying to make you do stuff you don't want to do. And,
No, like it'll happen.
and
I'm
you're
fine.
Sid, who's not really worried about it and doesn't care.
Yeah, he's really nonchalant. He doesn't really care a whole
Oh,
lot.
so that is me.
Yeah. So no,
But
you'll love Sid.
yeah, you root for Sid. You root for Sid.
Yeah, but also, and then you're talking about eye candy as far as the girls. Now, girls on Degrassi are way
They grow
hotter
up to be such bombs.
than girls on fucking CN so far. But Gilly isn't ugly. The sister,
The sister's very-
Tony's
Tony's very
sister,
pretty.
is the most beautiful girl I've seen so
No.
far.
She's very pretty. She's have you ever seen the
Yeah.
Maid Runner?
Yeah.
She's the woman lead in the female lead in
The
that.
dude from the guy, Teen Wolf guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the female lead in that.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
a good trilogy. I like that.
And not only that, you remember that movie that we wanted to see with he looks like a Muslim man, but he's not Muslim. He's British. I don't know. He might be Muslim, but it's called Lion, I think.
Oh yeah. He's in it. He's
He is
Anwar.
in Skins.
Yeah.
He plays a
Skin.
character named Anwar.
Anwar.
I watch a YouTuber named Anwar.
Yeah.
He's cool. Yeah.
Like, so-
He's a Muslim, but he's trying not to be bad, but he's still bad. And his best
Bad
friend,
as in like bad against his faith.
yeah. And then his best friend's gay, and like, gay.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Muslim, yeah.
But it all works out.
So you've seen all of Skins, or have you seen the U.S. version?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I guess the biggest difference is
Quality.
well, yeah, but Max is a male, and then they changed her to the one where the U.S. version is it's a lesbian. But overall, it's the same story, the same thing.
They deal with the same stuff.
It's the exact same thing. They literally, except for, I mean, in the Canadian version, I mean the UK version, they go to Anwar has a big episode in Russia. They go to a trip to Russia. The US, they go to Canada. But it's the exact same thing.
Well, Russia's very different than Canada.
Well, I mean, but Anwar is very
yeah, but the fact that they're doing the exact same.
It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing.
Why not take the premise and then?
Some are different. They did that with Maxine. They turned her into a woman, and then what they.
Because in America, I mean, I don't know all that much about England, but I'm assuming there's a lot more stories you can play with in America, as far as like racial tensions and stuff like that. Like,
no, they're all. It takes place in Maryland, I think.
Oh God.
And
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna do a show, from the way Mexican sounds, I would have said it in like Chicago, or I would have said it somewhere.
It doesn't say where it takes place, but I think it's Maryland.
Or
But
New
in
York.
Baltimore.
Well,
It's definitely not New York. I know that.
But the British one is very grimy.
Oh, very grimy.
Very grimy.
The U.S. one isn't.
I mean, I haven't seen the
It
US.
tries to be.
But I mean, the UK is a grimy place.
So Kevin Smith once said that the U.S. could never do Degrassi. Skins is proof that we can never do Skins either.
Skins, it was so good that you can't replicate it.
I don't even want to try the American version. Like, I literally started with the British.
It's the exact same thing.
And I don't even want to just give it a shot. I'm literally like, nah,
But-
I like this.
They got canceled because a lot of parents, it was on MTV, and a lot of parents were like, that's too raunchy, so they had to cancel.
Yeah, see.
But it was up there. They had similar scenarios. It's the exact same thing. The names were changed. Like,
That's just lazy.
but
That's what Americans do. Ain't that what they did with Friends and The Office? Especially what they did with those
I don't
British
think
shows.
Friends. I compare it to Coupling because it's the
It's
same
Coupling,
premise,
yeah.
but they're completely different
Separate?
shows.
And what
Coupling's
about The
way
Office?
better. The Office is a remake.
yeah, exactly.
But Three's Company is a remake of A Man About House, and Three's Company is an amazing fucking show.
And you saw the British.
I've never watched the British.
So you can't say that it's
Yeah.
amazing.
The American one has John Ritter.
Well, yeah.
So fuck everybody
well, because
else.
you started off with that one. Not
Yeah.
try to give the other one. a
I
shot.
have been wanting to watch The Man About the House. I love British comedy.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's why I do kind of want to watch Skins, because I love British comedies.
There's not a whole lot of comedy in it.
Well, but I
No,
love
it is
that
funny.
Well, the British sense of humor and their sensibilities. I like that.
Yeah,
Like it's very different than
very
American.
dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottom line, if you haven't seen Skins, only watch the British one.
Have you ever seen
Degrassi's
Father
good,
Ted?
I've
No.
heard of it, but I haven't
It's
seen
so funny.
But they're both great shows. But I'm just saying, since you love Degrassi so much, you would be crazy to not love Skins.
All right, well, I will watch it. I will make that the next
You'd be
show.
crazy to not love Skins.
I'm currently watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Charmed, but I will put Skins above there and watch that.
it.
I mean,
I've been watching it again because I just watched the Netflix one,
Oh, okay.
and it made me want to go back.
yeah. Excuse me.
It's funny, like it's a cheesy '90s sitcom, but it holds up. Like it's funny.
No, of course it's amazing. I'm talking about this new Sabrina shit.
New Sabrina's pretty damn good. Like it is your show. You would like it.
I'm not watching it.
They're literally devil worshippers. You would love this show.
Yeah, I know. I would love it, but I don't want to watch
So damn
something.
stubborn.
I don't want to watch something that is trying to go to these younger audience, to the younger generation. It wasn't made for me. It was made for these young teenagers who didn't watch the old Sabrina with Melissa
Technically,
Joan Hart.
it was
made for them.
Well,
It
they're
wasn't
based.
made
I
for
can tell you, they're
us.
based off different comic books.
Okay, but
Well,
I
I think
guarantee you.
Huh?
The old,
Well, the TV. There's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is a comic book that came out like 6, 7, 8 years ago, which made Sabrina dark, and that's what it's based off. It's like the Riverdale show. It's not the Archie comics that you grew up with.
I understand that. I understand that. I understand that. And I'm not saying that Riverdale isn't good.
Riverdale's amazing.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I hear nothing but great things about that show.
Well, Sabrina is a sister series to it.
Yes, but they're made for these newer generations.
You would like Riverdale.
They are made for these kids nowadays. They weren't made. We had Archie comics. We had Melissa Joan Hart. That's what we grew up with. I'm not about to watch something.
Did you read Archie comics? They were so fucking corny. I could never
well,
read
you
them.
love Degrassi, and Degrassi's so fucking corny.
Well, they're still coming out.
Hardy, really?
Yeah, Punisher killed them all.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's a crossover.
That's weird.
At the end of the day, John, I'm not saying that it's a bad show. I'm not saying that it ain't amazing.
I'm saying you would love it.
And I might. But
Riverdale's doing this weird, like,
No,
Dungeons and Dragons plot right
I
now.
want to watch Riverdale, but Sabrina, I'm not watching that.
You would like Sabrina, though.
I'm not watching Sabrina. Riverdale, you're right. I didn't read Archie comics, so I will watch that. But I watched Melissa Joan Hart.
But that's what I keep trying.
I watched it, and I don't give a fuck about that
I
satanic
keep
shit.
trying to explain to you that yes, it's Sabrina, Hilda, Zelda, Salem. It's the same characters, and Harvey's in there too, but they're completely different characters. One's a sitcom, one's
So then
a
put them
drama.
different names. If it's completely different, make it a new show. Do your own fucking thing. Don't call
But
it
they're
Sabrina.
both based off of comic books by Archie Comics, but they're based off different comic books by the same company.
All right, well, guess what? I chose my side. I'm Melissa Joan Hart's side. That's it.
Does the cat talk?
No, but they're saying in future seasons it's probably going to. They didn't want it to be too cartoony.
Exactly, because they were trying to go a different way. So why the fuck didn't they just fucking go all the way
Have you ever
different?
seen the cartoon?
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, I did.
That was pretty good.
Yes, I did. And that's what I'm saying. I will watch that too.
Well, I
will
think
watch every
Melissa Joan Hart
episode.
plays one of the aunts in that.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fresh.
So you just don't want a darker tone. If this came out and it was, oh my god, it's a laugh a minute, you'd be like, oh, I'm there.
If it was called The Satanic Worshippers, I'd be all over it.
It's
All
called The
over.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
But because it's called Sabrina the Teenage Witch, no.
So you just want to watch Archie and Josie run around Riverdale.
Joseph of the Pussycat?
Yeah, the Pussycats are in
Sure.
Riverdale. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Because also, even though Josie and the Pussycats is an old cartoon, Archie Comics is old, that was before our generation. That wasn't made for us. That was made for our parents. Well, not your parents, my parents. But that wasn't made for us. Which is cool. I'll still love it. I'll still try it and enjoy it. But this is a new generation, John. I'm too old for that. I'm not about to be watching the same thing as what my daughter is trying to get me to watch.
You love Battlestar Galactica, but that's not the original.
That's our generation.
But it's a remake.
But it's
a remake.
our generation. It's our generation. It wasn't made for the people after us. It wasn't made for our children's age. It was made for us, our age group, the millennials. That's what it was made for. Wasn't made for Daddy D's generation. No, it wasn't.
Damn alphas.
No, it wasn't. It was made for us.
How the hell are they alphas where they're like last? They're basically, what, are they Z?
We had this discussion.
Yeah, I know.
at my house.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
It
remember.
bothers me so much.
I don't remember. I thought they were X, but I don't know.
No, X is the ones before us.
All
I thought
right.
they were Z.
Yeah, I think they're Z. So they should be Omega. Whatever. Point is, you would like. We're not even doing this on Sabrina. You would like it. So Skins.
Nah, but Skins, just watch it. I know it is very, very raunchy, a little bit more.
And it's over.
Yes, it's
And there's
over.
only like 10 episodes per season, right? So it's not even that big a commitment.
Yes, and I mean, yeah, and they're only like, what, an hour long, if that?
45 minutes, I would assume.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, it's not going to take you long to watch. And, I mean, just, like, at the end of the day, anything that has to do with coming of age, we love that shit.
Yeah.
We love that fucking shit. And this is definitely coming of age.
So, let me ask you. Are you going to watch Stranger Things? Because it's for the newer generation, yes, it's a modern show. But everything in it,
Is
including the
80s.
time period, is all paying homage to the 80s.
Well, you already know the answer to that question. Have I watched it yet?
But I thought you were going to watch it, you just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Well, if it ain't a priority to me, most likely I'm not gonna watch it.
You suck as a human being, I swear.
Hey, and look, I'm in my ways. I like what I like. I like shit that was made before the year 2008. If it was made after 2008, I don't give a fuck about it. Before 2008,
A
gold.
million little things.
Alright. New TV shows. I have to stay caught up with TV shows, alright? But anything else after that, it wasn't made for me.
So Saul, Skins, yay, nay.
No, I like Scam.
Skins,
Yeah, I like Skins.
I'm gonna watch it. It's at the top of my list.
Basically, anything, Skins and Degrassi, let's just all agree on this, are both better than any fucking teenage show on now.
I'll even do you one
Yeah,
better.
show I know.
It's better than any teenage show made in America.
No.
Not counting genre shows because those don't count.
I'm talking about right now, teenage shows that are out right now.
If Degrassi does come back for season 5, does that get exempt from being better than itself?
I'm
But no,
talking about
I'll grant you. I'll grant
overall,
you.
in general.
I'll grant you.
All 30 years of Degrassi
I'll grant you.
are way better than anything that will come and touch the earth.
23 seasons, but yes, I'll grant you. Yes, I'll make that. I'll agree to that.
Fine. And so is Skins.
All right, I'm not.
And that's all I'm trying to say here. Is at the end of the day, this is a coming of age for our generation. And it will be better than any generation after.
Damn. We're doing things on the internet, and you just insult like half the audience.
I don't care. They don't have to agree. It's called the internet. Isn't that what you do?
All right, Devon's age. So 93 and afterwards.
Yeah.
Born in 93?
I don't know. I think he's younger than that. I think he's born 95.
That's what I'm saying.
95?
95. We were watching Lion King.
That's when Tupac died.
Yeah.
I always say 93.
That's my phone.
Oh, I always say 93 because when I worked at Trader's Village, everyone who I worked with who was born 93 or after knew nothing about pop culture. So to me, 93 is the cutoff year.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because before that you only had limited channels. You were exposed to a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you had everything all the time. So you pick and chose your pop culture.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, the shows that came out during our teenage years, meant for our generations, I mean, at the end of the day, they're just better. It's a fact. And
Which is what we're
any
doing.
young person could fucking try to compare it to something that came out before, and I guarantee it just won't add up. Y'all won't fucking do it. You can try, but you won't.
So how's Cecily liking Home Alone finally?
Again, that's what I'm saying. They don't understand the greatness that came from our fucking generation. They don't understand it, and they never will.
To be fair, I mean, I grew up on stuff that was their parents' generation,
Yes,
my mom's generation.
and it's definitely better than a lot of the shit. It's even better than our shit.
I would definitely.
By far.
I recommend you watch a movie called by Woody Allen called The Midnight in Paris. It basically, everything you're saying, it talks about. So watch that movie.
Alright.
It's called Midnight in Paris.
I love Woody Harrelson.
No, Woody Allen.
Oh, Woody
We're
Allen.
not talking about Cheers.
but Woody Allen, he's crazy, man. So
He's definitely
yeah.
crazy.
He directed it, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'll watch it.
But so this has been the 90s Kids Guide to Television. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ash.
I'm Saul.
Give us legends. Do you have a sign off for this show or?
Fuck every generation after mine.
I knew that was good.
Wow.